evening. You are watching Loose Cannon and I'm your host, Aftab Iqbal. With the phenomenal growth of digital and social media, stupid and idiotic things get more attention and popularity in comparison with sane things. Well, if that is the case, then we are the ones who produce the stupidest of all. We are a 4-member team. Myself, your host, sitting at the studio with Faisal Sherjan, Arnab Goswami, a dummy at the famous Dummy Museum, New Delhi, and our special guest, Uncle Zee, live from Washington, D.C. Uncle Zee, I'll start with you. I have a question with 2 parts. One, what is happening in Washington, D.C. today? And don't you think Mr. Trump should be impeached now and convicted for treason?
Well, Aftab Saab, I don't know what you mean. It's a nice day outside. People are gathering together, and it's just another great day in the greatest city and the greatest nation on earth.
What a clumsy answer, Uncle Zee. This was the least I was expecting from you. Let's be a little serious because things are getting out of even your hands.
Oh, no, Mr. Aftab Saab, don't worry. Calm down. Nothing can get out of our hands. Our hands are very big and very long and very large. What happened today was a bunch of red-blooded American patriots standing up for and defending America. They stood up to the oppression, and they exercised their rights just like our founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. They're all right now so proud of these great patriots who came and stormed the Capitol to stand up for democracy.
Uncle Zee, you are saying these funny things right under the shadow of Abraham Lincoln's memorial. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
What do you mean? Abraham Lincoln is also proud of these great patriots who are standing up for America. You know, Abraham Lincoln was once called a tyrant. Those are the same things that were said about Abraham Lincoln that they're saying about Donald Trump today.
No, sir, this is a ridiculous reply. These 2 things are totally different. There is no analogy. He imposed the first martial law in the history of the US to preserve democracy, to keep the Federation together. You are helping the Federation fall apart.
Uncle Zee, would it be right to say the US has been exporting democracy to the rest of the world and done so much of it, they've got nothing left?
They seem to have run out of the stock of democracy.
America is the foundation of democracy. The American democracy is the only true democracy, and that is why Donald Trump is trying to keep it alive. The election is trying to be stolen right in front of all of us.
Uncle Zee, even the Republicans are asking for impeachment.
These are the worst Republicans you can imagine. They're just afraid of Donald Trump and his greatness. And they know that if Donald Trump gets impeached, he will not be allowed to run for re-election in 2024. That is the only thing that these Republicans care about.
How can America lecture democracy if your president is making such a mockery of this?
I don't think that the president is making a mockery of democracy at all. If anything, these people are exercising the pure rights that are foundational to our country, the right to protest.
Uncle Zee, I have a suggestion for you. I think you should propose it. You're influential. The symbol of the US state, the eagle clutching straws and an olive branch, should be changed to a monkey eating bananas.
You're just playing around with me now, aren't you? What does monkey and bananas have anything to do with the great United States of America?
From a federation of states to a banana republic, Uncle.
We are the democratic republic. We are not a banana republic.
The greatest democratic banana republic on planet Earth. You put South America to shame.
Oh my God. Wow, Mr. Aftab Iqbal. That's what they call pot calling kettle black. Wow. Wow.
The fact is, I know you all want to joke around about what's happening in the United States, and everyone in the world is playing around with this. But just remember, where else can this happen? And then a few hours later, the Congress goes, they meet, they certify the election, they make everything go, and everything continues to work. If this was any other country, everything would have shut down. The military would have come out with tanks. They would have started killing people on the streets. There was no blood on the streets, Mr. Aftab Saab. There was no murders of any American citizens, Mr. Sherjan. There was nothing bad that happened at all. It was just a protest. And it shows the foundation of the American democracy that something like this can happen, yet the American democracy continues. It's a continuity of the democracy. That is how strong America is.
And only those wackos taking selfies inside the Congress building. Nothing wrong. It's just an ordinary day. That's how democracies are run.
Well, I guess selfies and all this is part of the new world with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. They just wanted they did it for the gram. That's what they say. They did it for the gram, I guess.
We did more or less the same once with the Supreme Court building, and the Supreme Court was restored. Okay, Uncle Zee, tell us, why do you insist on recognition of Israel?
Well, do you know why they call me Uncle Zee?
No, we don't.
Oh, you don't know. Well, it's because of my nephew, my great nephew, Israel. If I don't take care of my nephew, he gets bullied on by all of you countries. I need to make sure that my nephew is taken care of. And that is why I must demand that all countries recognize Israel.
What happens if we don't recognize Israel?
You don't have that choice. Maybe if you recognize Israel, I'll do something for you. Maybe I'll recognize some part of Kashmir for you.
Your Indian friends will allow you that?
Well, you never know what's possible.
Uncle Zee, we have a friend from India, from the Dummy Museum of Delhi, Arnab Goswami.
Uncle Zee, can you hear me?
Hello, dummy.
What did you call him, dumb?
He did not call me that. Mr. Aftab Iqbal. You're putting your words in.
Dummy, not dumb. Maybe just Jack. But no.
Okay, we are friends, Mr. Z. You know me, right? Just let me know one thing. Why bother giving something back to Pakistan for recognizing Israel? Why?
Well, because recognizing Israel is very dear to my heart.
You said the world is bullying your nephew Israel. But my contention is,
Yes.
Israel is actually bullying you, Uncle Zee.
No. They are my nephew. They can never bully me. Their interests are my interests.
Do you know what do they call the US Congress? It's an Israeli-occupied territory.
Very funny, Mr. Aftab Saab. No doubt another one of your jokes. No, we are not Israeli occupied. We only do the bidding of the United States.
A question about Joe Biden. With Joe Biden, President of the United States, how do you explain US-Pakistan relationship?
Oh, you'd better be careful, Mr. Aftab Saab.
No.
An Indian's going to be there for quite some time. Kamala Harris is going to be running this government.
Well
I'm
said.
going to be in
Just
big
wait and
trouble,
watch.
mister.
Why do you say Kamala is going to run the show? Why not Joe Biden?
Oh, come on, Mr. Aftab Saab. Poor old sleepy Joe. Look at him on TV. He's so old he doesn't know what day of the week it is. He's just stuttering around on TV like an old fool. Joe's not the president. Joe's just a handsome stooge we put in front. We just needed someone to get elected.
Why do you say Pakistan should fear Kamala?
Oh, Kamala. She's a fierce and scary woman. Did you not see her when she was the DA?
Oh, they have no idea.
She's a very strong Indian woman. She's the first Indian woman president of the United States. Not quite yet. We'll have to wait a few years for that.
I can see the tongue-in-cheek, uncle.
We have to do what's best for America. And don't you forget, Aftab Saab, who was the worst president for Pakistan in all of history, who started the drone wars, who did not respect Pakistan's territorial sovereignty or authority. That was Mr. Barack Obama. Joe has told us already that he's going to be an extension of the Obama administration.
You are portraying a terrible picture of the president. You think he's worse than even Trump?
Mr. Donald J. Trump, making America great again. He is the greatest president ever. And as a matter of fact, he still is our president. We still don't know who won the election.
Do you suggest that the election was stolen from you?
Oh, absolutely, the election was stolen from Donald Trump. Everyone knows this. Everyone except for the liberal fake news media. They think that somehow Joe Biden won the election. It was not an American election. It was a Desi election, a Pakistani election. The presidency was stolen.
Uncle Zee, are you talking about Donald Duck or Donald Trump?
Oh, I know sometimes it can be confusing.
Uncle, you made Israel sound like Kenny from South Park.
Oh, and what do you mean by that?
No matter how many times you kill Kenny, somebody brings him back.
Well, no one can kill Israel. That's not possible.
Uncle, can I put a serious question to my friend here?
Please, go ahead. Try. Ask your friend a question.
I'm asking Mr. Sherjan, should we or should we not recognize Israel?
Most likely scenario that should pan out is an engagement with Israel, right, leading to solution of the Palestinian issue that currently holds everything back. I think the Prime Minister of Pakistan has very clearly stated that unless there is some movement forward on the Palestinian question, recognizing Israel is not an option. I think engagement should begin. Maybe Uncle Zee can play a role there and say, all right, let's engage, let's talk, right? I'll take you both to Disneyland. We'll take a few rides. We'll sit down. We'll have some fries and we'll talk.
Talk is cheap, my friend. The fact is, there's a lot of Muslim countries, a lot of Arab countries that have already recognized Israel without putting any stipulations on recognizing Israel.
Uncle Zee, the only recognition that really matters is Pakistan's.
How about I jump in the conversation with my 2 cents?
Okay, I allow you only for 2 cents.
Okay, listen. I don't think Israel needs it. Why do we need it? Why should Pakistan recognize it? Does it even really matter? No, it does not.
Hey, what is the problem with you, Arnab? If Pakistan recognizes Israel, what is your problem?
It's not required. Israel has been doing great forever without Pakistan recognizing it. You must understand it. And Israel has got a great friend, India, right besides Pakistan. We'll take care of Pakistan. Don't worry about it.
You take care of yourself first. He and his leader, they both need a bit of bashing.
You wish. You wish. You think Modi ji, oh come on.
Well, Modi is doing the best to make India great again.
Modi ji has done it.
Like Donald Trump did.
You know, Mr. Aftab Saab, I'm amazed that Mr. Modi didn't build a wall between India and Pakistan.
We are the wall. Modi ji is the wall. Pakistan cannot even look at us now.
Yeah, because they have got the Great China Wall. See what happened in Ladakh?
Aftab Iqbal, we don't need your intervention in this India-China relationship.
The wall Mr. Goswami is talking about is the wall in the mind.
Mr. Sherjan, go back to Afghanistan. Go back to Afghanistan.
That's it. You spent your 2 cents. Quiet now. Mr. Sherjan, question from you. President Joe Biden with Kamala Harris, what kind of relationship with the Muslim countries? How do you foresee the future?
I think the big question is going to be about Iran, or how Joe Biden and his administration addresses the issue with Iran. The recent push to recognize Israel by all these Middle Eastern countries, right, there is a purpose behind that. Now, question is, how far does Mr. Biden take it? Or how far does Kamala let him take it? That's the other question. 12 members of the administration coming in are of Indian origin, right? That's a small indication of what we're likely to expect of what's going to happen.
Oh, yes, there's also one Pakistani in the administration. His name is Ali Zaidi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 1 against 12.
One lone ranger. Right? So, I have a question for Uncle. When we go to Disneyland, can I bring my Uncle Ping with me?
Oh, China's been a very bad boy. They have been causing great difficulties for us. They've been fighting a trade war. They've been messing with our stock market. They need to be brought back in line. They wouldn't have anywhere to sell their cheap Chinese products if it wasn't for the United States of America. We buy all their cheap crap. We buy all their number 2 items. We take care
Wow,
of the China.
wow.
They don't behave. That's the problem.
Uncle Zee, mwah. You're my friend. Wonderful.
Okay, enough. Uncle Zee, how is Joe Biden going to take care of China?
That is a great question. And if you ask me, if you look at the path that he's on, he wants to reverse all the great work that Donald Trump achieved with great deals and great negotiations with China. He's going to try his best to reverse all the great work and great deals and great negotiations of Donald Trump. He could really warm up relations with China and piss off Mr. Goswami.
Goswami, just a word.
Kamala Harris is going to show a lot of Kamals. Wait, Pakistan must not forget this. Who cares about Biden? Just wait and watch, Bachu. Just wait and watch.
What would she do? The maximum. What?
You have no idea.
She will unleash you?
Am I supposed to be something in the zoo that you... Come on, Mr. Aftab Iqbal.
You are even worse.
Let me address Mr. Aftab Iqbal here. How about you go back to Pakistan? Go back to Pakistan.
From where? I am in Pakistan, you moron.
Okay, migrate to Afghanistan and from there go back to Pakistan.
He seems to love Afghanistan.
It looks like Mr. Goswami is lost again.
You
He
haven't-
is always a pain in the neck. If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I am in front of the camera, I am the loudest.
And the dumbest.
I'll give you this one. Mock me. Say whatever you want to. Come on. Go on. Okay, I'm listening. Go on, I'm listening. You call me the dumbest. Go on. And pain in the...
Whatever.
Uncle Zee, do you have any plans to visit Pakistan soon?
You know, it really depends. These Indians have really taken care of me. Whenever I land, they line up the streets with gold, they clean everything up, they throw me big parades. And when I come to Pakistan, it's still dirty, it's not clean, it smells. It's not the same. These Indians, they worship the land that I walk on, they kiss my feet.
You could have chosen other words. Some better words for that.
No, they were the best words he
The
chose.
best words.
Wait a minute, not all Indians, but people like you are the best feet kissers.
I would go a little further.
Yeah. Feet
Okay,
kissers.
I take that. I take that. No further discussion on this.
Well,
No further convo.
Oh my, somebody please check Mr. Goswami's blood pressure. I think he's going to have a heart attack. Somebody get him his
If
medicine.
you check right now the blood pressure levels, these are the ones when I start my show.
Uncle Zee, just a word about Hollywood and the movies in the United States. What happened to the movies after COVID-19?
You know, when it comes to the movie, Mr. Aftab Sab, it's very interesting. You know, movies have gone streaming. Wonder Woman 1984, it's a great movie. It just came out, went directly to HBO Max. It went directly to streaming as well as in theaters, a blockbuster. I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
Not
It's an
yet.
interesting movie. The idea behind this movie is if you dream it, you can achieve it. The villain in this movie that's been incredibly successful is essentially the American dream. Some say that, you know, in America, anything's possible, that even a clown can become president of the United States.
Yep, you're right. Absolutely, a clown was president of the US. Tell us something, Uncle. When are you going to return the $1 trillion that you owe China?
Well, we don't owe China anything. This is very much fake news.
Is the sky blue?
The sky is blue. What are you talking about?
I thought you'd say fake news.
Well, actually, the sky is not blue. In fact, it is a reflection of the ocean. So, yes, you could say fake news.
See, Uncle Zee, they'll always consider you as a stepsister. China is their sagi ben.
China is what?
Their sagi ben.
He means the real sister. He pretends to be a very educated man. He says he went to Oxford.
I did.
The irony, Uncle Zee, is that he actually went to Oxford. This is what Oxford gave us. If I were his father, I would have sent him to a finishing school to learn how to talk, how to behave, how to be a good listener.
Absolutely.
I would have actually thought birth control is a good idea.
Oh,
Okay, Uncle, thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking with you. I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Bye-bye.